Welcome back to the Delaware Way. The history of the treatment of people with disabilities has been an ugly one in the state of Delaware. To talk about it is Pat Maichle, Senior Administrator of the Delaware Developmental Disability Council. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Talk about the history in Delaware. You actually have a project with the oral history of the way people with disabilities have been treated.
Correct. And this is actually a national initiative. We have never documented our history for people with disabilities, either in the state of Delaware or nationally in the United States. And our intent was to demonstrate that the history was bad. It was very bad. And we hope that with this oral history project that we will not repeat what we've done in the past.
Give me some examples, some of the bad examples of Delaware.
Well, in the 1920s, the state built our state institution for people with intellectual disabilities, and that's the Stokely Center, which is down in Georgetown. At one point in time, there were 800 people living at the Stokely Center, which was built for, I believe it was 600 people. People were living in that institution barely clothed. They were fed en masse. They were bathed en masse in a large room, everyone bathed together. The people that were sent there typically were children, babies. The medical profession advised families to send their babies directly to the Stokely Center and relieve themselves of the burden of having a child with disability. Those people who were babies grew up there, grew old there, and unfortunately experienced a lot of abuse and neglect there.
We've come far from that.
Absolutely.
So far from
Yes.
that, but we still have problems. What would you say is the biggest problem we have now in dealing with people with disabilities?
We don't allow them access to our communities as a whole. For example, people with intellectual disabilities still have a high rate of unemployment. They find it difficult to find housing in the community because they are unemployed. They are still seen as people that should be marginalized, for example, sent to sheltered workshops or sent to nursing homes. If they're middle-aged or older, they go to nursing homes, which are institutions still. And even though the ADA was passed 27, almost 28 years ago, they are still finding it difficult to gain access to our communities.
One problem I see, especially in working in the media as I have all my life, is the language. And there's certain words that are considered disparaging that are banned from use, and you're told you can't use these things. And yet people so easily use words when it comes to people with intellectual disabilities.
Right.
And they still do, to the point where they defend those words.
Right.
Is that ever acceptable?
It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable in our daily lives. It still is a term that is used in the medical profession to describe people. Unfortunately, the way that it's used in our communities is a disparaging way. They call people that name. And that the meaning of that word, the social meaning of that word, is that you are less than. You shouldn't be with us. You should be away from us. You're less than us. And that's the way people take it. People with intellectual and cognitive disabilities take that when someone calls them retard.
Tell me more about the oral history. Where can people see this? When will it be available for everyone?
It's available now. That we publish them on YouTube, so you can find them on YouTube. There's 21 videos that we produced. The Developmental Disabilities Council produced in collaboration with other organizations.
And what do people search to find them?
It's called Claws and Wings, C-L-A-W-S, and Wings, W-I-N-G-S. And again, there's 21 of those videos. And we did oral histories for a reason. We had done some research before we actually did the project, and the Department of History at the University of Delaware recommended to us that we do the oral history presentation of what we wanted to document, so that in the future their students could use that as a research to gain information about our history. The way that we did it, you can type in certain words and it'll take you right to those oral histories.
Do you have a website people can go to?
Our website is the ddc.delaware.gov, and you can find it on there as well if you want to go directly to the link. But you can go to YouTube and find it there as well.
Wonderful. Pat Maichle, Senior Administrator of the Delaware Developmental Disability Council. When we come back, a new app out developed in Delaware to help with your personal and family health care. We'll talk about it when the Delaware Way continues.